Hello, my name is Sarah Young, and welcome to a cruise on the Baltic Sea and those countries at her shore. This video is dedicated to my travel buddy, Luce Kaser. Happy birthday, Luce. Traveling on board Grand Circle's Clio, we have the privilege of witnessing both the cultural similarities and differences of these countries. Copenhagen, Denmark is one of Europe's oldest cities, with deep historical ties to the Hanseatic League. And in accordance with the World Happiness Report of 2013, it shows that in that year, Copenhagen was the happiest city and the best place to live in the world. The Little Mermaid bronze statue is one of the most famous landmarks of Copenhagen and was inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's story. The city has always been a commercial hub. In fact, its name is derived from the Norse word meaning merchant's harbor. The palaces and medieval buildings of the city are simply majestic and elegant. We next visit the city of Rona on the island of Bornholm, which is the most popular of Denmark's 400 islands. This ceramic factory opened in 1858 and was operational for more than a century. Today it is a ceramic museum showcasing the long history of pottery making in the city. Four of Denmark's 7 medieval round churches are located on the island. These churches were used as fortresses as well as places of worship. Our next stop is the city of Gdansk, Poland. This maritime city was a former member of the Hanseatic League, that economic and political organization of medieval and Renaissance Europe. The League was an alliance of trading guilds which established and maintained a trade monopoly over the Baltic Sea and most of Northern Europe. It is a city of art and culture. And it was here that Lech Walesa started the Solidarity movement. Memorialized by the Monument to the Fallen Shipyard Workers and the Solidarity Museum. Next stop is Sweden's Gotland Island and the city of Visby, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the City of Ruins and Roses. This city dates back to the 12th century and is thought to be the best preserved medieval city in Scandinavia. The historic Gotland Museum contains 8th century pre-Viking runes or picture stones. Our next stop, Riga, is the largest city in Latvia. 1/3 of the country's population lives in this city. Riga's central market is Europe's largest market, and it is an introduction into Latvian culture and tradition with its offerings of typical and unique culinary products. Thanks to its multiple, extraordinarily beautiful Art Nouveau buildings, this city is considered the European Art Nouveau metropolis. Old Town Riga features cobblestone streets and an abundance of architectural gems. Hand-dyed Latvian wool is woven to create beautiful and functional winter garments. Monuments in the city depict Soviet influence as well as independence movements. About an hour from Riga is Rundale Palace, one of Latvia's most outstanding architectural landmarks, a Baroque period ensemble complete with palace, stables, and an extensive garden park. During World War II, the occupying German forces used it as a hospital, and then later it was used as a school and a grain storage facility. Restoration began in 1972, and today it functions as a historical museum and research center. Tallinn, Estonia, Old Town, is one of the best preserved Hanseatic town centers in the world. It is said by some that the Hanseatic League, which functioned between the 13th and the 17th centuries, may well have been a precursor to the European Common Market and today's European Union. Today, the city's cobblestone streets, church spires, and buildings remind us of medieval times, while its more recent history of independence from the Soviet bloc is commemorated by the Singing Revolution. St. Petersburg, Russia, is considered the country's cultural heart. It is a city of canals, and as a result, it is a city of over 340 bridges, some large, some small. St. Isaac Cathedral took 40 years to construct, from 1818 to 1858. It weighs 300,000 tons. The Hermitage is one of the oldest museums in the world. Its collection includes over 3 million works of art and world culture artifacts. The city is a blend of historic and modern architecture. The Peterhof Palace is a series of palaces and gardens laid out on the orders of Peter the Great, and often referred to as the Russian Versailles. The park has a unique fountain system requiring no pumps. Water is supplied by a gravity-fed system, and enough water is supplied to allow them to work up to 10 hours a day. Helsinki, Finland is our next stop. It is the country's hub for business, education, research, culture, and government. But it is also one of the coldest cities in the world. It does not receive sunshine for about 50 consecutive days in winter. The Sibelius Monument is dedicated to the Finnish composer Jean Sibelius. Helsinki Market Square is the city's most international and famous market, selling traditional foods as well as local crafts and, of course, souvenirs. And our final port is Stockholm, Sweden, encompassing 14 islands and more than 50 bridges. It is often called the Venice of the North. Dating from the 1200s, Stockholm's Old Town is another very well preserved medieval town. It is a pedestrian-friendly living museum. The Nobel Prizes in physics, chemistry, medicine, and literature are awarded in Stockholm each year. And as our journey through the Baltic Sea ends, it is time to reflect on the privilege of traveling with friends and meeting the very talented regional artists. As well as having a glimpse into the local economies and even an understanding of the current refugee situation. The countries that we have visited are a treasure trove of historical, cultural, natural, and culinary delights. And an amazing introduction into those countries bordering the Baltic Sea. Luce, stay tuned for some more memories of our wonderful trip. Happy birthday.